Hi there, this is Dr. Maureen O'Hara. I'm the professor for HUB601D, Creative Leadership, and I want to welcome you to the class and maybe give you a little bit of orientation for how this class might be a little different from the classes that you might have taken so far, or if you're new to the program, to give you some orientation of how to do well. The most important thing for any of these courses is to read all the instructions that are given in the class materials. If they're there, it's because they're important. I can't tell you how often a student will submit material which is very good, but it misses the point of the assignment because the student didn't read the instructions or didn't get what the assignment was about and turned in something that they thought was very good, but it isn't on point for the assignment. So please read the instructions very well and make sure you understand. And if you don't, you can contact me through the virtual office and put your question there, because if you're having confusion, chances are other students have too. So if you put your question there, then I answer that question for you and for anyone else. So I want to also give you some sense of how this class is a little different from a standard leadership course. The reason that we call it creative leadership is because it's in just a month, it's really just not realistic to give you a comprehensive overview of all the theories of leadership that exist and all the ways in which leadership has been conceptualized over the last 50 years or so. There's been a huge interest in leadership over this time, and you'll no doubt run into that as we go through the course. But we're focusing on creative leadership in this course because we think that the times that we're living in are so confusing and so unpredictable and rapidly changing and tied up in multiple problems with multiple origins and multiple possible solutions, that the application of a standard command and control leadership style, where you diagnose the problem and lay out the solutions, just doesn't work in these times. Some people call these problems that we're dealing with today wicked problems, and one of the assignments this month will ask you to sort of identify those kinds of problems that not only can't be answered with a standard approach like a car mechanic, but really need creativity. They really need to think out of the box, and they really need to understand and grasp a larger scale of what's going on. So this textbook that you have, the North House textbook, it's really an undergraduate textbook, and it's there because you do need to know the names of all the different leadership styles and the approaches. You do need a survey of the actual field, and so you'll find that all through the course we'll be bringing those ideas from standard leadership theories into our discussion. Also want to point out that this is a graduate class and it requires graduate level work. Now, if you've not done a graduate class before, you may not know where the bar needs to be. It means we expect you to be more of an independent thinker and more of a self-starter. And we need you to take more responsibility for your own learning. We don't expect you all to come out like cookies, all the same. We expect your own ideas. We expect you to think things through. I'm not looking for people who can read the text and regurgitate it. I'm really looking for people, for you to think about it and to bring your own experience and the experience that you see around you into your own integrated, creative understanding of what's going on. In the materials on the grading rubrics, there's a description of what is meant by graduate level work. Graduate courses always require that you do your own library research using primary sources. along the buttons along the side of the course, you'll see library resources, and I urge you to contact the librarian, Ali Jordan, who loves to work with our students and who will help you find the primary sources for what you're interested in. And the writing levels have to be higher. There's a difference between scholarly writing and journalistic writing, for example, or the kind of writing that there is on websites a lot of the time. We expect an academic style, and we expect you to not have typos and all that rest of it. The other aspect of the course materials, you'll find a little book, 10 Things to Do in a Conceptual Emergency, which I wrote with a colleague of mine from the UK, Graham Lester, who both of us are part of an organization called the International Futures Forum. And that provides a conceptual overview of the world in which leaders today must operate. Now, if there is a PDF of this booklet that's available for, just for downloading, and if you don't have a copy of it, make sure you download it. It's relevant to the entire course as it provides a sort of a background context to why leaders must be created. I hope it makes it clear that there are no ready-made textbook answers to today's leadership challenges. Think about the issue of police community relations, or the refugee crisis, or global climate change, or ISIS. These are all problems which go beyond the easy answers that historically earlier problems raised for us. There's an article and a video, The New Psychology of Leadership by Haslam, Mikey, and Plato, that really talks about the psychology of leadership and how that's different from the sort of technology of leadership. So we're interested in what are the psychological underpinnings to how leadership works, rather than if you do this, that happens. And there are several videos, and we use the videos to prompt your thinking, but also to give case material. There are also articles in shared documents that's located in course resources, and some of them are assigned and some of them are recommended for addressing some of the issues that we'll be talking about. The use of cases here is to follow on to the current way in which leadership is taught, more by discussion of cases than discussion of the theories in the textbook and so on. So make sure you watch the videos, take your time with them, and get involved in trying to understand from your own point of view what these materials are talking about. As I said, the writing standards are very high. You must use APA formatting, and if you don't know how to do that, make an appointment with the Writing Center to get feedback on your work. They'll help out a lot. And there's an example of APA format and style in course resources. A little bit about plagiarism. I don't tolerate plagiarism. I'm pretty good at knowing what's being plagiarized. I know this literature very well. I've read almost everything in it. I may not have read some latest website, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to recognize it. So don't risk it. It's just not, it's stealing actually. And so rather than use somebody else's ideas, think about what those ideas are telling you and then write it in your own words, and then you'll have no problem with plagiarism. Participation. You're expected to participate in the seminar, because this is really creating group process around ideas. And in the final week, will require pretty high levels and high quality of participation. When you get your MA in HUB, you should be ready to teach in a college or in an advanced classes in high school. And so you need to be operating at that level of an independent thinker in these seminars. So you should be pulling together your own articles, showing that you can integrate the ideas with the class materials and the cases and so on. Pay attention to the feedback. I give you feedback on your work and point you to how to do better for the following week. And If you do that, your work will improve across the month. And then finally, just have fun. Education isn't fun. If education isn't fun, it's probably not going to stick. Never did for me. And get organized. Don't let the challenges overwhelm you. And if you keep at it, learn from the feedback, don't plagiarize or skip the assignments, you'll do fine. And if you're in trouble and you need some extra time to do something, don't wait until the deadline. Contact me, let me know what's going on, and then we can set it up. I won't give you extra time just because you ran out of time. That's up to you to organize your time. But I am convinced you'll all be able to do fine. If you're in this program, it's because we think you can do it, and look forward to working with you. So good luck and have a great month. Okay.